If you've been following us, you might know that we've got this whole pond here, which we cleared out, did a video on it and it done quite well, but it hasn't stayed clear. And so I'm wanting to put in some sort of filtration system, but I want to do it by solar because we haven't got power over here. Long story short, I went on Amazon, I bought this. I'm gonna have to backpedal a bit because I came out to have a little go with this. I bought this filter box here. It ends up as a little blade water fountain, but it comes with this little sponge, which isn't going to be very good on its own. I'm going to add some more filter medium to it. Has a little hose tail out the back. I bought this pump, which is 12 volts. It's not the right pump. I don't think it's going to last forever. It says you're not supposed to run it for more than 20 minutes at a time, but there we are, we'll see. And I think it's going to draw too much power. So the idea is that the pump will go in, suck water up in the back of here, push water through this sponge, a few other little, I think I'm going to get some bio balls, whatever they're called. It then comes through and goes back into the water. I have a spare couple of solar panels, which will be about 50 watts, and a spare controller, which I'm going to go and get off the boys' messy, if you can see them up there, on top of their little summer house, playhouse, whatever it is, because they don't get used up there. So we'll nick them for the pond. First things first, I'll just quickly pop this here, just to show you it working. Get that out of the way. All the hose is pretty kinked up. This pump is actually for like transferring fuels. I had one previously for moving kerosene about, so it's quite heavy duty. It's probably a bit too powerful, to be honest. But if you watch that now filling up the box, obviously the filter, we'll take that out for now. A little fill up and then pour over the front. The idea is I'm going to try and make it look a bit prettier. Whenever I move anything around this pond, it just explodes with ants. It's hundreds. Right, let's go and get some bits and pieces. Typical British weather. But there we are. I've been waiting all week to get this video done, so we're going to do it anyway, aren't we? Let's go. My hair's getting wet. Serious commitment from the camera crew today. Right, Teds, what's first? I'll go and get some bits out of the trailer. I've got a feeling that as soon as I move this, ants are going to appear everywhere. So if we put that there, is that high enough?
Yeah, try it. Can I try it, Daddy?
Could try it, let's try it. Here it comes. Need to be able to hear it.
You can hear it.
Yeah, that's quite nice. Okay, so we've had a change of plan. We're going to put it over this side. Is it level-ish? Put some little... Oh no, it's happened again. It's not good. I'm getting covered in ants and we're losing all the rocks to the bottom of the sea. Then what if we put this piece of slate on the top? Turn it on. Let's have a look now. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, we cut the pipe to make it shorter, and I was going to take this off here, but I've got the wrong screwdriver. Right, Teds. So take that off there. Yeah. Get this. Oh, put that back on there, like that there. Put that on there. Make a noise like this. Yeah. Put that back on there, like that there. That can now lay in the bottom of the pond. Still too long, really. Yeah, that's good. Let's put this back on. The secret cover. This is gonna have to go somewhere else now, isn't it? I'm getting wet. Hair's getting wet again. Right, what's next? That hose, we need to tuck. Ah, that rain's horrible. Why would anyone do this in this weather? Don't really understand it. Ant, he's biting me. Ouch.
Ah, Daddy!
What? It's a killer ant. It's a killer ant. Right, now we've got that in place, we need to go and get something better than this sponge, or something as well as this sponge, because I think it's going to be pretty rubbish on its own. That ain't no good up there. Right, I think for the purposes of this test, I'm going to sit these solar panels here and see how well it goes. Oh, get out of the way. I will just need a waterproof house for this controller for a few days. I'm not going to go and sight it all neatly and then it doesn't actually work, because I'm not too confident at the minute that these solar panels are going to be enough to keep this leisure battery going. My first thoughts were that if it ran and ran and ran, it's just going to kill that battery in no time, which is not ideal. So the idea of putting this controller in the line is that it will shut off the load when the battery gets to its empty voltage or 50% voltage. Actually, change my mind again, let's do away with this for now. I have even less faith in this. Right, but it'll be interesting to see what load it is drawing. So let's put the solar panel in there. Okay, let's plug it in and see what's going on. So I'm going to strip these terminals on the pump so that they can be fed straight into the controller. Yes, I know I'm using scissors, but there we are. That's the closest tool I had to hand. Does the same job. Okay. Turn the load on. The load is 4 amps. And the solar panels are currently putting in nothing. So yeah, the battery will die in no time. By the looks of the pump, it's not running constantly, it's on and off at the minute, so obviously struggling to do what's being asked of it. So today is not a good example because we've got no sun in the sky, two 25-watt panels, the pump is coming on and off, and when it's on it's drawing 4 amps and it's dropping the battery way below where it's meant to be. So not really sure what I expected from that test really, but I guess it's rigged up and ready for tomorrow. Maybe the sun will come out. I kind of knew I'd need bigger panels. I know I need a bigger battery. My thoughts were that even if on a overcast day we might get a few hours of run time so that it cleans the pond for a quarter of the day, I don't know. It's a small pond, so I'm hoping it's not going to take too much to filter out. I may be miles off it may not work at all, but we can only see. It's good fun trying. Right, it's the next morning. It's full sunshine, so I just wanted to come out and give it a quick go, and the pump is actually pulling 5.5 amps, and in full sun the panels are able to produce 1.5 amps. So after saying it was that the panels and the battery weren't going to be big enough, that's not the case. I think I knew that. I sat and thought about this last night. It's just not the right pump. It's too power hungry. So there's no way that pump can sustain pulling 6 amps, nearly 6 amps for any number of hours. So yeah. Right, so we've finally just been out to the local garden centre and got these sponges. There's 3 different grades of fineness, if you like. They're 15 quid. You can probably get them cheap online, but to be honest, I just want to get them today. We're going to put in the really coarse stuff, just one layer of that in the bottom, a couple of blues, which is like a middle fine, and then as many as I can of this green, really fine mesh. Give it a go. Alright, let's turn it on. There we go, crystal clear, perfect for drinking. Right, so to show you the current state of the water, it is pretty green. I've no idea if this is going to work. I think I'm going to try and keep the battery topped up for the next few days, just to see if the filtration system works, because if it does, then we'll figure out something else solar wise. But if I stuck one of these 220 watt panels on there, yeah, it would be just fine, but that's not practical. That's a 600 watt grid tie system I built for the house, just some toying around really. I'm interested in solar and I like playing about with that sort of thing, so it doesn't save a great deal of money, it's just, I don't know, I just done it just because really. So yeah, this hasn't really been the definitive guide I was hoping it to be, but obviously if you know a better solution on how to run this on solar, low power solar, please let me know. Like I said, I'm just toying about really, I'm not trying to act like I know everything. You know, these little 2.5 watt pond pumps which create a little spray of water, they're brilliant, they work all day long and then sometimes even into dusk, but they're not quite enough power to be able to run through a filter. And obviously also, if you want to see how this turns out, I'll do a little review in a couple of weeks, I'll do a short video or something. Please subscribe. Like I said, if you've got any suggestions, put something in the comments, let me know if you've got any better ideas. It is running really nicely at the minute, it's been going for about hour and a half. Battery's reading 12.1, so that's not going to uphold for too much longer, but it's drawing 4.8 amps, probably because there's a bit of sag in the battery. Panels are reading 36 volts and putting in 0.1 amp, so yeah, I mean it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they're not even really in the sun, so we'll see what happens.